Hi, Linda Sousa here with lindasousa.com, enjoying the journey. And I'm putting together a little tray for an entertaining. We're having some people over for a cookout today, and I'm putting just a little array of some fruits and some meats and cheeses together so that we can have a little something before we start to barbecue. And if you check my videos, you'll see that I did another one actually on Friday night when we had some friends over. And this one's just a little bit different, and I'm using some different ingredients. But on that video, I showed you the end result really without how I put it together. So I thought I would do this one so that you can kind of see how I do it. So for me, prep and getting everything ready before I start putting it on the tray is the easiest part. So, find whatever tray or board. You can use a cutting board actually without the edges. You can use a platter, a plate, whatever it is that you want to make your arrangement on. Get your platter, get your tray. I'm using just a little wooden board. It's easy to pick up and carry. And so that's what I'm starting with. I'm using this, sometimes I use like leafy greens. I use all different kinds of lettuces as a border on the bottom. But today I'm just using some sweet baby lettuce just with a little bit of color and greens. In here I have some walnuts, just some walnut pieces, because it's nice sometimes to have a little bit of brie on a cracker with maybe a walnut on it. You can put like dried cranberries, apricots, figs. There's so many combinations of things, and I'm using stuff that we have in our pantry and a few things that I picked up and things that I know that my guests like. So, the platter that I made on Friday, I know that they like brie and different types of cheeses and different things. Today, I have guests who are coming that I know like sharp cheddar. They like cheddar cheese, so that's what's going on this platter. Sometimes I'll do one that's all Mediterranean or Italian, and I'll make the roasted red peppers on the grill and put those in with a lot, artichokes and mushrooms and all different kinds of things. So let's get to this one. What I've done is I've cut up some cheddar cheese, block cheese, sliced it, and then I cut it in half just for something a little different in terms of texture and style on the platter. I have some grapes, and I've washed, they're all nice washed, and I've cut them into like little clumps so that I can place them around. There's also the, this is sopressata, and it comes in a little log that's probably about the size of this container. And my husband John cut it up for me into these little cubes so that we can add them, either put them in a little pile on the tray, or the way I'm going to use them today is I'm going to put them on a little mini skewer. We have these little skewers here, and I like to do this sometimes on its own. If I'm traveling or going somewhere, I make a bunch of these, put them in a glass platter, and I bring it with me. So what I put on here is a piece of the sopressata, and then we have one of the queen olives. They're just the large queen olives. And then a buffalo mozzarella right there, and then a grape tomato. And these are pretty big, but I made a few of them. I have them all here, and actually I'll show you. I'll assemble one and show you how I do it. Let me just use that here. So I'm just gonna put that in there. Resembles the Italian flag. I think that's probably why I like it. And then I need a tomato. And there we go. So I've made a few of these, and when I start assembling that, I'm going to place those on the tray. The other thing that I've made a few of ahead of time are these. Love these. And again, I bring these as an appetizer sometimes when we go to a party. A melon ball with a little prosciutto at the end. Melon baller. Just scoop that out. Now I can just pull that out. But might notice on these melon ballers, there's like a little hole in the back. You can use a toothpick. If it won't come out, say it's like stuck in there, you can put that little toothpick in. That's what that little hole is there for, actually. So here's my piece of melon, and then I have a little package of prosciutto. So all I really do is just take the prosciutto, get a nice, bunch of it, kind of roll it all up. That's all set. Put that down for a second. I'll take my melon ball, put it on there, and the prosciutto there, and there we go. And I have a little bunch of them ready to go here that I'm going to place on the tray. I also have one of my favorites, goat cheese. So the goat cheese is going to go on there as well. I've got some strawberries, and all I did with the strawberry was I just took it. You can slice them, you can slice them the other way, you know, like this way. I just did it in quarters. One down, one there, and it creates just a little bit of strawberry that way. I think I've got most, oh, and the other thing that I have is some dates. Now, I love apricots, figs, so we could use any kind of dried fruit, even put some dried cranberries, and dried cranberries and walnuts go wonderful together, and they go great with goat cheese. And then I have crackers, and these are just, actually they're organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan crackers, and they're delicious, and these are herb. And there's just a beautiful fragrance that comes from them. And I'm gonna put those on there too. So now I'm gonna start assembling. So what do I wanna do? Well, this is my goat cheese, and I've kind of made a little bed over here. I wanna put that at the end because I want it to be easy for people. I'm gonna put a knife on there for them to get the goat cheese. So that's why I put it at that end. Same with the walnuts. It's kind of in a high area. I used a fluted champagne glass the other night. You can use any kind of a thing. You can put it in a small low bowl if you don't want anything high. I like to sometimes do things by building height. You can actually do that by taking little bowls, something like this, turning it over, and then putting lettuce around it and putting something on top if you want to build different stages. I'm going to keep it really simple today. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm going to make it very simple, very easy. I am going to put a little bit more lettuce because I want a little base here. So now I'm just going to scatter this. So that way we have some greenery around the bottom. There we go. And this is nice too. If you were to put it, you could even do it on this wooden platter. You could, if you had some cheeses that are on there, something like mozzarella that you put directly on, put a little olive oil. You can get a spoon and you can take that out. So I'm just going to start building. So I'm going to put these over on this side. I may need to add more. I really didn't plan this out ahead of time. I'm just winging it right now. So it may be something that I might have to add something else to. And right now I'm looking at it as if I'm looking at it from me, but I'll turn it around so you can see what it looks like later. Here I'm going to put some just cheese over here. I probably have too much cheese cut up here, but I think this will go because we have some guests coming who I know like the cheddar cheese, so I think that'll make a nice, they'll like that. And I'm going to just put a few grapes right over there. And over here, I'm going to actually put some of these wonderful dates. So I'm just throwing stuff on here, really. I'm not a real a decorator, or I don't consider myself a very crafty person, or that has a lot of design abilities. But I just kind of do what I feel looks good. And so those are more or less in the center, and I'm going to use things to kind of prop that and build that up. So over here, I'm going to put the strawberries. So I've kind of like done the fruit on opposite ends. That way, if you put this in the middle of a table, people are at one side or at the other. I could actually put some more on the other end, which I just might do, and I may put some dates over here. So that way we have a little combination on both sides. And I might put some more dates right over here. So there's a little bit of symmetry going on, but not too much. And I think right here we could put some nice grapes. What have I got? Okay, I've got some of these. So this I'm going to put right over here. Here we go. These are wonderful. And there's nothing on here that is unbelievably not healthy. Obviously you can't eat a ton of it. You don't want to eat a ton of it. You're gonna space yourself out. But I'm living a healthy lifestyle today. I'm making much better choices than I used to make. So for me, I can pick at this and have a little bit so that I have a little taste and flavor, and I don't feel like I'm denying myself, but I'm still having something delicious, something good, and that I'm getting a nice treat. So I'm going to put some more grapes here. Now I just want to kind of fill in different places. these right over here. I could add some more of this, which I think I'm going to, because some people like just the meat. And we have all different kinds of Italian cold cuts and things that we could use, get them in cubes, or even different kinds of cheeses. I used to, when I was graduated college, I was on the actually alumni board of directors, and at one point in time I did what they called a gift in kind, and as an alumni I would go back and I'd do cooking classes, and they actually were well received. They were called, I think, Mamma Mia, look what's cooking in Linda's kitchen. And I would actually prepare trays like this. I go to our local deli, get all the cold cuts, the Italian cold cuts, and all different kinds of cheeses. And while I was, as I was starting the workshop, I would already have about 2 or 3 trays ready, because we did it in a banquet style. So they would be sitting at long tables, literally on the other side of this counter it would be, and I would have them all decorated, have little Italian music in the background. I brought in my own lighting. So it was like you were dining in a restaurant. Lots of fresh herbs, which actually I want to add to this. And it was just a lovely setting. And I would make these little appetizer trays ahead of time, and then I would assemble one to show them how I did it, and then I'd pass it around, and they'd have their Pellegrino and their lime and lemon on the table. And while they were munching on these things, and of course the crusty Italian bread, then I would begin the cooking workshop, and I'd show them how to make my roast pork or one of the various recipes. Actually, I think I want to put this right over here with that. So that is it, and I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. Move that out of the way, put that there. And I think this is going to be good. I'm going to cover it with some saran wrap. It's simple, it's easy. I will end up, I don't know if you can see that, I'll prop that up like that. I'll put a little knife right there. I'll probably add some more of these. Sometimes I kind of fix that in. I'm just going to put it on the table when I serve it with the little toothpicks right here, and I'll have some little plates, some napkins, and everybody can come in. These are awesome crackers. Like I said, they're gluten-free, non-GMO. I love them. They've got herb and all different kinds of flavors, and they go really well. That basil smells so good. I wish, that the camera could actually pick up smells, because this smells fabulous. Very simple, very easy. You saw how quickly it went together. There's a little bit of prep ahead of time, but not that much. And it makes just a nice, simple little tray for entertaining, having people over, having a prayer group, a meeting, friends, nice glass of wine, and there you go. So this is a little entertaining tip from me to you. Have a great day, everyone.